Good morning, everybody. I'm Bill Canada, Chairman of the Custer County Board of Commissioners. Today is Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. And the time is 9 o'clock. If you want to silence your phones, which I better do too. And if you got them, and the meeting's being recorded on Zoom, as well as YouTube and by our clerk. With that, how about the pledge?
Please join me for the pledge.
Oops, this way now.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Lucas. Let us pray. Invocation. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all our blessings in this county and a great day to have a meeting that we've got today in this beautiful county. Please bless this meeting of the County Board of Commissioners, strengthen us with wisdom, patience, goodness, so that we can solve the problem and perplexities of today's choices that are before us. We ask for your blessing and love for our citizens of this great county. Grant us the grace to ask what you would do, and the spirit of wisdom to save us from the false choices that may fall in front of us. As we convene this Board of County Commissioners for the service of our Custer County citizens, in Christ's name we pray, amen. Amen. Okay. With that, things on the card. How about the roll call, Kelly?
Commissioner Canada.
Here.
Commissioner Epp.
Present.
Commissioner Vogelsong.
Here.
County Attorney Dan Slater.
Here.
BOCC Admin Caitlin Womack here, and Clerk to the Board Kelly Kemper present.
Thank you, Kelly. In audience introduction, let's start with the landfill.
Brian Lockhart, landfill supervisor. John Van Dover. James Gilbert.
Anybody online?
I got two, Debbie Van Doren and Rob Klein.
Okay, thank you. Any amendments?
None that I know of.
I have one, need to add the name straight to our minutes to date on that.
Okay, we'll do that last item.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good to get on the record. We have a lease to consider there. All right. And with that, approval of the minutes. I move that we approve the correction of the October 8th minutes as well as October 16th.
I'll second that.
Okay, any other comments on the minutes?
No.
Okay, all in favor of accepting the minutes as written for October 8th and 16th, say aye. Paul?
Aye.
Lucas?
Aye.
Kanda? Commission items. Lucas?
Let's see. Oh, we had the Custer County E911 Authority Board meeting. That's basically manages the money that we take in on the $1.75 per call that goes out, and that gets paid out to dispatch. We approved the budget as well as talked about the radio console for dispatch that they're requesting now from us.
We'll get into that at the end of the meeting.
Yeah, we declined, but by the way the CRCA agreement reads, should come out of the sheriff's budget, out of the general fund, and so I made the motion in that meeting that we not pay for it out of the cash reserves that E911 Authority has right now, so. But we did approve the budget, and we approved a $1,500 bonus to all the dispatchers, up to a $40,000 max.
How much?
1,500 per person, per dispatcher. So,
How many of them?
around, I think total staff is around 18, 17, 18, something like that. But there's probably only, there's 4 of those that aren't actually dispatchers. They're more the admin, an executive director, and assistant, so.
That makes sense. Okay, thanks.
Oh, I met with David Goebel. He's from Icon Energy came and did kind of an assessment of the courthouse and a few of our other buildings.
Oh,
Yeah, made some recommendations, but wants to sit down and have a workshop, so we'll schedule a workshop with him and so you guys can hear what he's got to say and we'll
pretty good
see how
report.
we wanna move forward with that, but he really thinks that we're paying a lot of 15-minute peak energy cycles, so we need to really work on getting out of that, so. Yeah, so we'll see, we'll schedule a workshop here in a couple weeks.
Okay, thanks. Paul?
Just to recap on the 911 board that we discussed, we just did a nice review on. I also attended that and got the whole overlay of what is going to go out of service and what's stay in service. Very good meeting. Last evening I had the opportunity to attend the San Andreas Cristo Humanist meeting. I believe it was a very productive meeting. It discussed, gave a big open forum here in this room that we actually brought up a lot of things that the educational part of our community, school, teachers, students, parents, had a very good overview of what some of the issues are, some of the problems, what we're missing, and what we can do better, is what that group was talking about last night. And it was very informative, and I've seen a lot more issues on the board than I thought would ever be in our county, but we do have some of them.
Where have you been?
Yeah, we're right there. Anyway, but that was a very productive meeting. I'm glad to be a part of it, to be invited to it. So, thank you.
Okay, great. Been part of all those discussions as well. Couple other things to bring up. Mass casualty event. You know what that is? A shooting, right? Or a flood, a lot of casualties. Guess what? It happens even in a little county like ours. And so, which we had a mass casualty incident, you know, remember the 2 people that got shot out on Oak Creek. And so what the county is doing along with the other counties surrounding us is having a training event that'll involve all responders to a mass casualty event, should it happen, so that there's no delays, problems, people getting in each other's way. And that's being put together via a grant that our sheriff has along with the other counties that are participating, our neighboring counties. Even a quick response, it turns out in that mass casualty event that we had, it just so happened that the Fremont County Sheriff's Office was in an exercise. And they were ready to come. They were already suited up in their armor and everything else, and it still took an hour and a half for them to get here. So time, even though it was quick, a rural county like we are takes a lot of time, and a lot of things can happen in something like that in the meantime. So it's important for everybody to understand what they're doing, and who's doing what, and get together as quick as we can. So that's going to be filmed over the next few weeks or months to have to deal with that grant process and involving all the responders in different aspects. So there'll be a big training event that'll be presented at some point. Keep you up to date on that. The CCRCC thing, I'll be there tomorrow too, and I'll be talking on the schedule, argue with them on how we pay for the console and that kind of thing. And I did sign the lease for a scraper. We'll hear about that at the end of the meeting, or wherever it comes up. You able to stick around?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And, one other thing to mention. We're a small county and we have a requirement to have good police cars and equipment for our road and bridge and those kinds of things. And people are under the impression that their tax money from their houses are what we have to spend it on. It's really not the case. We don't have that much money that we get from those taxes, as we get other sources, grants and gifts. One of the things that we're fortunate in, we're going to see some new cars. The sheriff's department has just gotten a fleet of them in that we were able to get from Florida, the police department in Miami, actually. And and they're used. We have used vehicles we're getting, but they're brand new. They have mileage on them are 20,000 up to 50, I think, 60,000. You know what our cop cars are? They're 150,000 to 200 and some thousand miles. And so we're lucky and fortunate that we have those contacts to be able to, and other people that bought them themselves, that have actually bought a couple of cars. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that, because when they see new fleet of cars, and they're really nice cars, they're all outfitted, it gives you the impression that we got money that we don't have. And people say, well, why can't I get my roads graded as quick as we can, and those kind of things. So it's important to get the word out. So I'm telling everybody here to make sure you know that we are fortunate to have a lot of people that are able to work with getting equipment like the scraper, for example, and other things that we are able to get and maintain a high quality, but low maintenance kind of fleet of vehicles and equipment. So I just wanted to bring that. Okay, with that, if there's anything else we need to talk about, anything?
I attended the Central Front Range, it's basically the regional transportation district, so about the roads that are in our 4 counties. Most of the money is going to Fremont County roads, but that's where the majority of the population lives. But 69 north from Hillside to Cotopaxi in Fremont County will be overlaid here, 26, 27 time frame. But there's nothing for 96 or 69 in Custer County for at least the next 10 years. So
We got our bit.
a bunch of money got clawed back from the state to meet, so I don't know what they're gonna do, but we'll continue to say, hey, you can't forget about the state highway here from Walsenburg up and from what,
That's pretty rough in some spots.
yeah, we need to maintain it, and we need some, I know passing lanes and 69 south has been proposed and shoulder widening, so. Yeah.
Something to look forward to. Okay, thanks. Dan, you have anything for us?
No, I don't have anything this week.
Okay, good. You have a comment? Nope. Okay. How about Caitlin? Okay, let's move on. Unfinished business, I don't see any. All right, with that, let's get into the new business. And I will take the honor of taking this first one on. It's Resolution 2540, it's a road name change. We brought that up in our last meeting. It's County Resolution 2540, a resolution to change the name of a road currently named Spruce Drive in Custer County. I'll read most of this. It's the request was made to the Board of Commissioners to change the name. The assessor specifically requested the Spruce Drive in Conquistador Estates subdivision filing 2 to be renamed to avoid confusion with Spruce Drive that's in Silver Cliff Heights. So given that was the case, and after a discussion, the board was satisfied that the proper name change for said road is appropriate and would serve the best interest of the health and safety and welfare of the citizens, as well as delivery of the mail and make sure that the emergency responder can get to the right address. So now therefore be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners of Custer County, Colorado, that number 1, the name of the road currently known as Spruce Drive in Conquistador Estates subdivision filing 2 shall be changed to Spruce Way. This effective date hereof shall be the date of the adoption of this resolution. Today, we pass it. So with that, that's the resolution. I move we adopt Resolution 2540.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion further? Anybody out there?
Just one thing is that this, what it does is it is the least impact on a number of addresses changed.
That's true.
And so,
Post office loved it.
yeah. That's all I have.
Okay, any questions out here? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for the vote. And the vote would be aye to adopt Resolution 2540. With this,
Aye.
Close on it.
Kanda, aye. So you need to start the time.
Yeah.
Okay, OEM, Emergency Office of Emergency Management Evacuation Route Study Contract with Lattice.
John Van Dorn.
John.
Hands up.
You asking me to?
I am.
Yeah.
Okay,
Tell us about it.
You kind of buried the lead here. It's little more than evacuation route study, but
Okay,
A little louder, because we don't have a mic today.
I'll stand up and speak to the owl.
there you go.
The owl's listening.
Speak,
The owl catches everything.
Yeah, it does.
So this study is really, it starts with a extensive study of the entire county in terms of fire behavior. So they'll be looking at vegetation, they'll be looking at terrain, topography, and the reason for that is they'll be able to dynamically model a fire based on, and then that'll be overlaid with a model, a dynamic model of traffic during an evacuation. So we'll be able to dynamically watch a fire or more than one fire based on our parameters. So we can say it's a 10 mile an hour wind or it's a 50 mile an hour wind. So to give an example, if we're looking at a large subdivision like Cuerna Verde, we'll have a fire that we're modeling that's moving towards that subdivision. And at the same time, we'll be able to see vehicles trying to evacuate from the subdivision. We'll get an idea of what's called the clearance time. So for example, the clearance time might be 4 hours for Cuerna Verde to get everybody safely.
Including animals.
Including animals, trailers, yeah. And people with needs, special needs, that can slow traffic down. But the fire might enter, depending on the parameters that we put in, may only have 2 hours to get people out. So that's going to tell us some really important, valuable, life-saving information. The sheriff will use this. We'll do this in various areas in the county. The sheriff will use this to basically plan how to deploy resources during an evacuation and where to put those resources. You talked about bringing other resources in from adjacent counties. We're going to be talking about that too, because we're going to get overwhelmed. And then we're going to find out that Herfino is going to take an hour and a half to get here, which may be too late. So we're going to get a ton of information about evacuation. Why are we spending money for this? And by the way, it's mostly built money, Title III built money, about 95% of it. We have 150 years of fire suppression here in the county and other counties here in Colorado. So the forest is overgrown. We have way too much vegetation, and that's not just public land, that's also private land. So we've got decades of work to basically work through this vegetation problem for the greatest risk in the county, which is wildfire. And so the first order of business is to understand our evacuation risk and come up with a robust plan to mitigate loss of life. So that's what the vote is about today. Give you another number. We've got a little over 45,000 homes in Custer County. 60% of those are at moderate, high, or very high risk of wildfire. And if you put an average cost to harden those homes and clear vegetation around those homes at $7,500. That's $21 million. And it's going to cost just for the homes that we have right now. That's not going to happen overnight. That's going to take a long while. We've got to convince people that they need to do that.
That would include businesses to go get the timber out
Yes.
as well, that could help.
All kinds of methods.
Methods.
Yeah. So first things first is let's understand the evacuation risk. And one of the first things we need to do in terms of removing vegetation is the evacuation right of ways. So on both sides, basically share clear cut.
This
So-
study will help us guide the
This will,
priority.
This will help us set priorities on where to do it first. Okay. I'm not talking.
Thank you, John.
One thing to add is that this model does allow for changing the direction of the wind coming,
Yes.
which is very important because you could be in one stage and have a southerly wind coming through, southeast, west, and all of a sudden we're getting it from the north because everything just shifted south. So that's also in there. And there's something about insurance also. By doing this, the insurance companies will have a better insight on what our county's like.
Jack up our rates.
No, lower the other way. Thank you.
I should say, part of this contract is a public meeting at the end to basically discuss all the results, which I think will
Lead other plans.
they'll be incredibly important for people to understand their risk, their evacuation risk, and to be ready for that, and maybe to sign up for things like Everbridge. It should raise awareness, and I think that's pretty valuable.
Thanks.
You got anything to add on the cost part?
No, it's around 50-some thousand, if I remember correctly.
It's 51 and 48 and change comes from that.
Built, Title
Built.
III.
Title
Okay,
Okay.
got a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Office of Emergency Management Evacuation Route Study Contract with Ladris.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to execute the contract for the evacuation study. Any other comments, any questions out here?
Nothing to.
Okay, I'll call for the vote. All in favor of approving go ahead, Dan.
I was just going to say that I've already gone through this and we made some changes from what they'd originally proposed, so to make it better, I think, for the county.
Okay, this is the current contract then. Okay.
That's correct.
All right, thanks, Dan. Okay, with that, I will call for the vote. All in favor of approving this study contract, say aye, Paul.
Aye.
Lucas.
Aye.
Kenda, aye. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. Good job.
Have a good
You
afternoon.
don't have to leave. Don't leave now.
Actually, I do.
That's right, he did say yeah. Okay, let's see. Next data sheet, I just put this right. Got the CenturyLink, Lumen, CenturyLink notice of public engagement.
So, as we know, along with today
And yesterday.
and yesterday and many, many other days,
Every day you can't get into the system.
Unreal.
we've had Lumen, CenturyLink down. So we have put together a network and fiber infrastructure failures resulting in public safety and civic risk. This was also another conversation we had with the 911 Authority Board as well. The undersigned, to whom it may concern, this would go to CenturyLink Lumen, the undersigned agencies and jurisdictions of Custer County, Colorado, hereby jointly issue this public endangerment notice in response to ongoing and serious disruptions in regional internet and telecommunications services. These failures, rooted in vulnerabilities in the fiber optic infrastructure, have repeatedly compromised critical governmental and emergency operations. Impacts have included, but are not limited to, disruption to 911 call and dispatch services, reduced operational capability for law enforcement officers, delays in fire and EMS response efforts, interruption of court operations and judicial accessibility, disruption of the combined regional communications authorities, dispatch services, potential interference with election systems, voting verification, and public reporting of election results. These failures are not attributable to local agency error or negligence. Instead, they result from third-party network infrastructure vulnerabilities, lack of redundancy, and prolonged restoration timelines. Notice of public endangerment. Accordingly, the signatory entities hereby notify all telecommunications entities involved in providing service to Custer County of the potential endangerment to the public in Custer County associated with adverse events, delays, service interruptions, or administrative lapses directly resulting from telecommunications and network outages. This includes but is not limited to impacts on the emergency response, public safety, court operations, and the administration and reporting of election activities. We call on telecommunications providers, regulatory authorities, and state and federal agencies to evaluate the resilience of critical infrastructure in rural jurisdictions, mandate redundancy and continuity plans for public safety and civic systems, enforce stricter response requirements for fiber network outages. Public record and notification. This notice is entered into the public record and may be shared with oversight entities, constituents, and government agencies to establish clear documentation of systemic infrastructure issues and to shield local entities from liability beyond their control. We remain committed to delivering essential services to the citizens of Custer County and urge swift, coordinated action to strengthen the reliability of the infrastructure we all depend upon. This is going to be not only signed by the Custer County Commissioners if we approve this, but the Custer County 911 Authority Board, the Town of West Cliff, Silver Cliff, Wet Mountain Fire Protection District, Custer Office of Emergency Management, West Custer Hospital District, which runs EMS, Combined Regional Communications Authority, the CRCA that runs our combined FreeCom Dispatch Center, Custer Combined Courts, and Custer County Clerk and Recorder.
Yeah, and there's, the other districts all care to, school board is a good example. Without the right communications, they can't do their job either. But these are the emergency pieces of the whole piece, they're most important. So I think it's a great thing. Any other comments? I'll move that we sign this letter and send it as soon as possible.
I'll second.
Okay, so how are we gonna share this?
I'll communicate this with the other boards, get their signatures, get them to put this on there, and then we'll figure out who to send it to with Lumen, CenturyLink, and all other agencies if we need to.
Correct.
Yeah, these are simply, even though we understand bandwidths are in demand and all that, there's no excuse not to have the bandwidth there in the first place.
Well, and like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
and like what Rosita's starting to,
Can't sign.
citizens in Rosita are starting to relay to me is that when power went out, they used to have a longer time frame before they would also lose phone.
Right.
So their battery backups don't seem to be providing the service that they used to with phone systems. So somehow we're just, when we lose power, we also lose phone within about 15 minutes. So
Yeah, sometimes instantly. And not in all cases either, in a lot of areas.
Right.
It's crazy.
Correct. It's piecemeal.
Okay, any other comments? Jim?
What's the objective?
the objective is to put the liability upon them. The liability is not ours any longer. The liability is theirs. We're calling you out saying, if I tried to call 911 in an emergency, it's now, and you don't provide this service, it's now, the liability is now on you. It's not upon our
county.
local agencies that are responding. It's upon the network that has failed to keep us.
So if they argued, well, if you don't like our service, just get somebody else's, that's.
Could,
Possibly.
puts the pressure on them.
Well, I would think the objective would be to get them to fix it.
That's right.
Right.
It is.
But it may be able to be fixed with just a battery backup or a generator that they could have, if power goes out, that we could have one on.
Or get two of them or whatever,
Whatever.
but there ought to be ways
I mean,
to.
that's not for us to figure out.
No, that's up to them.
Do.
That's what this.
This shows that it's impacting more than just Joe Blow who's out there with his cows and he's complaining. And they
There's
take,
also-
they understand it's bigger.
All right, one last question, sorry.
Mhm.
Why a letter versus a lawsuit?
Good follow.
It'd be next thing if we don't get any response.
So I'm not willing to spend that money yet.
No damages at this point, I guess?
We'll see what they
Nobody's,
offer.
that could be, yeah, and that could be something that they ought to understand can happen. Any other comments? Online? Nobody, we still got a couple out there now.
Yeah, one other one.
Let me see, would that be, Rob? Okay, thanks, Rob. All right, I'll call for the vote. All in favor of sending this letter and getting it signed and get it to the appropriate place, say aye.
Aye.
Well, so much.
Kanda, aye. Thanks.
You want to do it now?
Yeah. Okay, let's do the scraper since he's here.
So yeah, the scraper, what you signed yesterday was the bill of sale
Right,
from Colorado Forestry Works. I will get that back to them. However, we do need to have it in minutes that you are also going to be the one who signs the loan documents
Right.
when those come in. Everything else Kelly's recorded as far as the machine, serial number, what the payment's gonna be, what the annual payment's gonna be.
it's actually a lease.
Lease to purchase,
Not
Lease
to confuse it.
lease to purchase, yeah. And so, yeah, all we need is in the minutes that you will be the one that signs the loan documents when they come in. And it just needs to be in the minutes, that's all.
Okay.
I make a motion that Bill Kanda signs the lease agreement for the scraper from UBB Bank.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, that's been moved and seconded to accept the lease agreement. And it'll be in our minutes. Any other discussion on it? We had a nice talk about it. It was a great presentation and it's a great deal.
Kelly, any additional information?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I'll call for the vote. All in favor of executing the lease agreement for the scraper, say aye. Lucas?
Aye.
Well, so I.
Kanda, aye.
And one other thing, I'm not sure when that's gonna come in,
Okay.
when that document will be here, I don't know, I'll get with Suzanne, but,
Okay.
I'll bet it happens quick because CFE's anxious to do it. She's on top of it.
yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay.
Okay, now how close to 46 minutes are we?
You're way early.
Darn, we could drag this out, we could drag this out some more. Let's do it with the Combined Regional Communications Authority purchase of the radio console. Go ahead, please.
So, yeah, they are looking to upgrade the radios. So dispatch has 6 pods. 5 of them are completely outfitted. The 6th pod doesn't have a radio console. The CRCA agreement, interagency agreement, the IGA, is a little vague on somewhat how it all got set up, but somehow they need to upgrade all plus buy a console for that pod.
That started when, 5 years ago, and they had a vision for
Yeah,
a 6 pod?
at the end of 2020 is when we joined with Fremont with our dispatch services. So that had been Jay Prince, Tom Flower and yourself, Bill, that started that with Sheriff Byerly at that time being the sheriff.
Yeah, that's when we cut ours out and went back.
So just from what I've heard, it sounds like we didn't have the money for the console at the time, and it sounded like the call volume was low enough, and we didn't have enough dispatchers to do 6 pods. So we kind of funded that 6th one other than the radio. I have no documentation. That's just.
What's that consist of? Is it just a desk?
So it's
How
a desk,
sparse is
it's
it?
computers, it's maps, it's the GIS, it's all that. So all this it does is bring in the radio channels, all the radio channels for
So
all the
somebody can
agencies.
actually start talking.
Yeah, so the dispatcher can sit there and talk to whoever's on what radio channel that they need to. That's the one piece that's missing. So
Volumes pickups that created a problem.
I don't know about that
Why it forced the
specifically.
issue now.
But I think call volumes have gone up overall. I don't think necessarily our call volumes have gone up, because I've seen 11% to 8% to 9%, and we don't have 25's numbers yet.
It's looking like 8 or.
But we're around 10%, so this is 1/6 of the price, or of the cost. It's 1 pod, it's 1 console. I kind of think that maybe it's 1/10 of the cost, but there's only 6 members of the CRCA. The others are all in Fremont County, so this would be Fremont Fire, Cannon Fire, the police departments down there. Fremont County's E911 Authority Board is another member of it. So 6 members, so we have 6 of the cost. Our sheriff has the 1 vote on that CRCA board. So I don't know. Right now it's around 116,373 would pay for 1 console. But I guess if you're going to go to the meeting this Thursday, tomorrow, maybe we hold off on this to see what you and the sheriff come back with
Yeah,
after that meeting with
let's not
CRC.
approve this right now.
So
Okay.
Give me that figure one more.
16,373.
$116,333. Okay, yeah, so let's just, not
Mention.
act on this.
Okay.
We'll hit the next meeting and put it on for the next week's meeting, or, yes, next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, piece of cake. Any other items?
None for me.
Any additional items of business? Okay, Jim, you can drag us out for 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. No, you'll be at 45 minutes, even if I take 5.
Good.
Since you brought it up, Bill, early in your comments, I applaud the training that's gonna happen to expedite responses to mass casualty potential events. We all know how devastating those things can be. While we have unique issues in rural counties of distance and things like that, having coordinated response among counties with each other is great. I would like to bring up, however, that we do have on the books here a resolution which negates the ability to address the root cause in a meaningful manner, in that the county and the sheriff have decided that they will not enforce the red flag laws of Colorado. It's known that at the very least, red flag laws are reducing the incidence of firearm-mediated suicides. It has also been shown, well, I don't know for sure if it's been shown, but I think probably has. But in the very least, knowing a bona fide threat is out there and at the very least, a cooling off period without the ability to commit the mass event strikes me as something that might be prudent. So I would just simply request that perhaps the board might want to relook at that resolution and come up with a solution where the people of the county are better protected from folks who have grudges, beefs, or whatever, and the ability to act on them.
Okay, thanks. Good point. Anything else? Okay, given that, then I will adjourn this meeting at 9:41. Thank you.
42 minutes.
That's good. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.
See you later, Dan.